So, very good morning, students. We'll start the class with the silent prayer. I request all of you to enable your video for the silent prayer. I request all of you to enable the video. Can we start? Thank you. So this semester, welcome back all of you. I hope all of you are in a good health, and this semester I'm going to handle the course Environmental and Natural Resource Economics. My voice is audible, or you want some more sound?
It's clear, sir.
Fine.
Audible, sir.
Very good. So this environmental and natural resource economics, it is actually a common subject for all the disciplines. We all know, and we have also studied from 10th standard onwards, I guess. Am I right?
Yeah, sir.
Yes, because it has become an integral part of all the curriculum from the school education. Even in the fifth standard also we can able to see. And nowadays, even for the first standard, I can able to see one paper called EVS. So the objective of this the EVS course is to enable the awareness about the various ecological issues, namely the issues on global warming, issues on climate change, the awareness related to the natural resources, awareness related to the damage of this natural resources, deforestation, cutting down the trees, then because of that, the global warming is generated. These are all certain functions we know, certain process we know, which is happening in the global context. But when every discipline are studying this common subject, when economists are studying this common subject, there is a good comprehensive difference is there, because we are looking into the environment as a resource for generating economics. I mean, generating some sort of economic and economic activity. On the other hand, we are also looking at this. If we protect this, then we can able to sustain it, sustain the globe, so that the resource will not go drained. It won't be drained, and by utilizing the resources, we can develop our economy for various macroeconomic indicators. That is the objective of studying this environmental economics, I mean environmental subject, EVS, environmental studies, into the discipline of economics. That we should have to be very strongly understand what is the necessity of studying the concept of environment in economics. Then because it is closely connected with the development. And ecology is closely connected with the growth of the nation. And if the ecological system is good, that provides more uh, resource to the people to generate output. And on the other hand, when we are using that resources, when we are making the output, how we can avoid the output of wastage which harms the environment. See the uniqueness. We are getting some input from the environment. We have to use it, and we have, while you're using, you have to minimize this wastage to protect the environment. And again, it will work for the further productivity. In that manner, we should understand certain processes, certain functionalities which is happening in the economy as well as the environmental system. So the environmental studies, it is with integrated with the economic subjects. And moreover, we can also, as a student of economics, we can also measure two things by this environmental issues. One thing, we can apply some economic theory there. We can find out what are the causes which affects the environmental system, and because of the damage, how much the cost, how much the money a government loss, a person individual loss because of this environmental issues such as externalities. So this is how we need to study the subject on the whole. I hope you got the point. What is the relationship between ecology and economy?
Yes, sir.
Arya, you're following? Okay, maybe some technical issue from Arya's side. Okay, so with respect, we will come back to our syllabus. This environmental and natural resource economics, which consists of 4 credit paper. And this paper is having two important objectives. One is to understand the linkage between environmental economy and what I have just told, the linkage or the relationship between economy and environment. And secondly, second objective of this course is to enable all of us to define, to take the economic problems and how we can solve this economic problems through solving of environmental issues. So that is the second objective. After studying this course, what we can gain? Okay, Arya. Okay, fine. So what we can gain by studying, because after completion of each and every course, there should be some outcome. We all know every course has an outcome. So this particular course, what is brings to your program, what you are studying after this semester, you are going to be completing your master's program. So what is the value addition this course is providing? That is so essential. That is so significant actually. What the value addition it is giving, and what based on the studying of this particular subject, what outcome you are receiving as a student. One, you can compare the relationship between environment and economy, like how nature provides input and we can make it as an output, and how we can use the integration of natural resources and human factors. We can compare the relationship between these aspects. And secondly, construct the models of environmental problems. There are so many environmental models are available existingly. How we can construct these models on environmental issues, whether it may be an empirical model or conceptual framework, or it is an ongoing process based models. There are such kind of broad models are available. You can familiarize with apply certain models. For example, externalities models are available, cost benefit analysis model are available, then um, hoteling theory, one theory is there, that theory you can apply, and like this, and environmental costing method, how we can cost the environment, the direct models, indirect models, like that. There are so many environmental models are available. You can able to construct those models for the practical environmental issues. And thirdly, you can examine the causes of environmental degradation, such as air pollution, population explosion, industrialization, deforestation, and certain effects of environmental degradation, such as acid rain, biodiversity losses, uh, flood, landslides, soil erosion, then certain unnatural disasters happening in the atmosphere. These are all we can able to examine what are the reasons for those issues by studying these concepts of environmental and natural resource economics. And fourthly, you can also evaluate the relevance of economics of pollution control in minimizing the pollution. So, what are the pollution control measures has been taken by various regional, national, and global level authorities or governments? What are the controlling measures they are practicing? Based on that, how much the pollution has been controlled, we can measure. If you take an example, uh, there was a study has conducted by one of my scholar uh, 2 years back for his PG project. He has evaluated the GDP and the environmental degradation. He has compared the trend of GDP and trend of pollution. When we see that GDP is consistently increasing, the air pollution is also consistently increasing. That means the air pollution, because of we are investing so much of money to promote the production, GDP has increased, and because of the GDP increase, it is not only increase in the positive way, we are also producing so much of the CO2 emission from industries. So the industrialization impacts more GDP. The same industrialization will impact negatively on the degradation of environment through air pollution, because the CO2 emission is consistently increasing as GDP increase. So like that, you can evaluate the relevance of economics. This is GDP's economics, and pollution is the environmental issue. So we can evaluate what is causes and consequences happening between these two variables. And we can also provide certain, we can suggest the policymakers and the environmentalists to how we can minimize this pollution without compromising or without minimizing the output or GDP. That is also another important element of evaluating the relevance of economics of pollution control in minimizing the pollution. And fifthly, we have the another course outcome to examine the importance of international environmental policy in safeguarding the environment. So we have, as I told, we have various environmental policy formulated by both the respective countries and also from the international organization. So we can examine what are the significance of this environmental policy in protecting the environment. So these are the important outcome of studying this course. With this note, we can move on to the our first unit, and with the next class, second hour also I am coming. Second hour, we will have the entry level test in the second hour. You clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Any response from your side regarding the course objective, course outcome? You want to add anything? You want to suggest anything? Because I want to develop this course for further modification. I just want some of your inputs. How we can bring it, any connectivity points, because since you have already uh, studied various environmental issues in your UG plus 2 level. Yes, please. Because this paper is fully based upon the open discussion paper. It is not so theoretical. It is something like a practical paper. It's not like a numerical paper, but it's a practical application will be there, so that everyone has to participate in the forums and classroom, so that you can give your suggestions for the both for the control of pollution, control of degradation of environmental condition, and as well as you can also give suggestions to incorporate certain new topics. Can we move?
Sir,
Yes, please.
if,
Yes, please.
sir, it's just a small suggestion.
Yes, please.
I was thinking that maybe in further classes, we can talk about different sustainable development, sustainable business models that people have uh, introduced. In India itself, I believe there are many people in villages and other areas who have adopted such models for their agriculture purposes or other kind of poultry farming to reduce plastic waste and that kind of sustainable models. Even businesses today are moving towards a sustainable model. So maybe we can that can actually help us to understand economics and business also, that how
Yes,
we
yes.
can make profit also
Definitely,
using sustainable
I will
models.
also bring one live model, because recently I have conducted a survey related to the promotion of green economy. That paper also had to be published from Springer. I have sent the paper to the Springer. It is related to the green economy. How the industrialization will move forward by providing good level of output without degrading the environmental condition and promoting the green growth. That was the objective of the paper. That live model I will bring you to your classes, and you people also, you prepare certain case studies, case models, certain businesses which they are using certain as you told, the full removal of plastics in production, and secondly the digital processes, implementation of digital processes, transforming from the old methodology of applying the business models to the digital models. Even advertisement, started using digital merchandising, digital advertisement. We don't want to use more related to ecological damage related inputs. We can go for the digitalized method of applying certain inputs wherever is possible. That model, if you find anything, that is also we can bring in. And the one more example also I can quote here with respect to the banking sector. Banking sector, they have used, they were used to have more papers during the digital India system. So post digitalization, now the usage of papers has been declined by more than 90%. More than 90% has been declined. Now they're using only 10% of papers in the banks. And even for many ATMs, now the printer roll, that if you want to check minimum balance, it will be on screen only. You won't get the printed minimum balance or whatever it may be. So in such scenario, the government has taken many initiatives. Even the private sectors, they have taken many initiatives. As you told, the usage of certain raw materials in agriculture, that is also very good point. So that they are also started moving from the old methodology of applying certain inputs. And moreover, there are 3R is so essential in environmental processes: recycle, reuse, one more R,
Reduce, sir.
reduce. So reduce, reuse, and recycle and reuse. So we have to go for in that process. So not only in agriculture, even in industries, we need to promote this triple R to how we can protect or how we can reduce the pollution. Even if it is a leather industries, it is so harmful. If you see the output which is generated from leather industries, if you get the usage output of 1 ton, equally you will get 1 ton of wastage. It's not a 10% or 20%. Some industries, they will have 10%, 20%. Then they will have a limit of how much they are putting out the waste from the production of 1 ton, maybe 10%, 15%, 20%, like that. Certain industries, paint industry, if you see the chemical industries, almost equivalent to their level of output, they are also producing the level of waste. So how we can recycle those waste so that we can able to reduce certain amount of waste which are because that input we are getting it from the nature, but output we are not only giving that output, we are also producing waste and giving it back to the nature. Because of that, the nature will get deteriorate. So that we need to address. So with that, good input given by Jomol. Thank you, Jomol, for your valuable input. So with this, we'll move on to our unit 1. Unit 1 is talks about the introduction to the environmental economic theories. We'll just understand from the basic. What is environmental economics? Environmental economics is an area of economics. It's one of the branch of economics. Now it has become formulated as one of the branch of economics, which studies the financial impact, or we can also say it is environmental impact of environmental policies. So what the government is making their policies for controlling of pollution and how much we are receiving it back. And secondly, we can also measure or study the environmental economics to understand or to calculate the financial loss or economic loss due to the environmental degradation or environmental loss. So the environmental economist performs studies to determine the theoretical, empirical effects of environmental policies on the economy. So that is the ultimate goal of the whole environmental economics or natural resource economics. So we need to identify, as a student of economics, we need to identify and understand what is the, in money terms, sir. One will have an example. One canal is there. It was a drinking water canal used for a longer period as an important water body for the urban area. That particular water body, now it is fully polluted. Now if somebody is crossing that canal, then they will get even sometimes people will have some other illness, they will also die only by crossing that canal. What is the, we all, they're saying it is polluted, and okay, that is environmental, creates environmental issues. Yes, okay, fine, understand. But as a student of economics, how we have to view the environmental economists, they will look into those things. It causes environment, yes, but it is also economically damaging our economy or our nation. Because of that, so many people are getting some health related issues, and that health related issues will reduce the human resource, and that reduction of human resource will impact on the reduction of employment level, or they could not able to perform, or they could not able to work more, so that the important human resource factor, which is significant for the level of output, will be affected. So we can check in the monetary terms, and obviously because of this decline in employment and income, that is also affects the national income and GDP. Per capita income also it will affect. So in this manner, we need to look into this environmental degradation with respect to the economic condition. And this is the idea of what is environmental economics and ecological economics. The ecological economics is an interdisciplinary field which is common for all the disciplines, including commerce, economics, social sciences. This defined by a set of concrete problems or challenges related to governing the economic activity in a way that promotes human well-being, sustainability, and justice. So we should have to see three important components: human well-being in ecological economics, sustainability, and the justice. The new issues in this area are rapidly emerging, where so many new models are emerging in the environmental and ecological economics. And because of this, we can able to find out solution for the forthcoming challenges, because the water level of the sea is keep on increasing. The drinking water availabilities keep on declining, the fresh water, and the amount of air pollution is happening in the economy because of the lockdown. Somewhat the air pollution is controlled. Again, it has bounced back. Even in Delhi, it has become so worse in so many places because of the pollution. People could not able to live in that particular area. So this is all uh, uh, the areas which has to be covered in the ecological issues. Then we have to see what is the relationship between the economy and the environment. So we have one flow chart here, which gives the a fair idea about the economy environment linkages or relations. So here we have this is the whole environment system. Everyone is following with me, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, this is our whole environmental system. In our system, we have economy with firms and households. Firms are the responsible players in producing the goods and services, and households they want goods and services to consume, so that from them they will take. And again, from the household, the firms will receive the money for the goods and services they have rendered, and they will use that money or resource for the production of further economic activities, or the further productions of goods and services. So in this manner, the economy will operate. Okay. In this economy, we have two aspects that are happening. One is this environmental system. That environmental system is nature. So this nature is provides the supports for the or it provides inputs for the production of the goods and services by the firms, and based on the production and consumption, production by firms and consumption by consumers or households will impact on the biodiversity or biosystem or to the environmental system. How it will impact? This firm is producing goods and services by using the resources or the supply of resources from the inputs. For inputs, who is giving the inputs for firms? Students, can anyone answer me? For firms, who is giving inputs?
Household, sir.
Household, how?
Sir, labor force would come from household only.
Okay. Okay.
Even other resources, as in the business that the firm is doing, that the demand would come from households.
Okay. So labor force comes from household. Water, who is providing for the production of the goods and services? Suppose you are producing mineral water bottle company, you are producing mineral water. Who is somebody will come and work. So suppose I am the laborer, I will come and work in your mineral water company. Who will give the raw material?
Nature, sir.
Yes, nature. And how I came?
Nature only, sir.
So land, labor, capital, an organizer, it is given by the environmental system. It is not created, it is not fabricated. It is created by nature or gifted by the nature. So the supply of the resources, inputs, has sourced The firms are what they are doing. They're just sourced from the nature. In better way also we can say these firms are looted the resources from the nature. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So the supply of inputs or the resources has been utilized by the firms, and the firms is transforming these resources into goods and services, and they are selling it to the households. And because of this firms is not only producing certain commodities, they are also producing some waste. That the next level, one model is there. In that model also we are going to discuss how far that waste has been produced by both firms and industries, both firms, industries and household. While production, what are the waste is happening? While consumption, what are the waste is happening? We are going to discuss elaborately by using the application. And this economy after the production, this environmental system, first it provides the resources. Secondly, waste absorption. So as I told, Jomol is the producer. Jomol is producing certain goods and services. For example, Jomol is producing original leather bags. So the original leather bags, she is the entrepreneur, women entrepreneur. She is getting the input from the nature, that is the original leather where we'll get Jamal George.
Yes, sir.
Yes, from nature we'll get.
Yes, sir.
That means from animals.
Yeah, sir.
Yes. So by using as an important raw material, you are manufacturing original leather bags. So while you are producing that original leather bags, some process is happening from taking the skin from the animal till the production, the cleaning processes, the leather processing units. From that, there are so much of waste will come out. That waste where you will put.
Sir, maybe we'll dispose it in seas or in land areas somewhere.
Yes, Nima.
Sir,
Yeah, where she will put that waste. Jomal George there.
land, sir. Land, sir.
Land. Whose land?
Her land itself, sir.
Okay. Any from Philip?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Philip, how are you?
Fine, sir.
Yes, we are in the process of analyzing some example by
Yes,
taking Jomul as a women entrepreneur who is doing the great thing in producing leather products.
Okay, sir.
While producing the leather products, where she will put the waste which is generated while processing the leather.
Sir, maybe in sea, sir.
Cities. Okay.
No, sir. No, sir.
See.
See.
See, okay. So somewhere in this globe she has to put, right?
Yes, sir.
Either her land or some of the other lands which is not built, wasteland, or sea, or one more theory is also is there, industrial location. We all know, right? Industrial location.
Yes, sir.
Industrial location is meant for whatever the industry we are making, according to our convenience, say the transportation, like that we'll see. No producer of mineral water, they won't produce, they won't put the plant in Rajasthan, the desert, because they won't get the important raw materials. Wherever the raw materials availability is more, there only they will put their plant. And like that, they have to put out their waste, companies' waste or industrial waste. That place also, that is to be a problem place. From there, they have to put out all the waste. So, in that manner, any river or pond, they will put out their waste which is produced from the industries. Now, the question arises, while you are getting the input from nature for the process of production and consumption, and now you are giving back to the environment only by giving to the nature as waste. You are taking a good raw material, producing, and you are also producing waste and putting into nature. So that waste also nature is adopting, nature is absorbing, land is absorbing. There are so much of fertilizers, chemical fertilizers we are using for the agriculture. Yes, the land is absorbing. So much of waste we are putting into sea, water bodies, land. It is absorbing. Recently, one study was I have seen in Hindu paper. Tons and tons of materials, plastics, PPP kits, which are being used for the COVID patients. Tons and tons of waste has been put aside in common places where the unused lands were available. It is not only affecting the others' land, it is affecting the environment for whole population. That we are not aware. So that is why we are just putting out somewhere. We thought we will be happy. That is also our nature. That is also our environment. And that is why somebody who burn agriculture waste in Punjab, what will happen, Jamal, in Delhi?
It's full smoke, sir.
That
Air pollution.
environment has not happened because of Delhi. Now Delhi people is affected. If you see the meter of that Delhi's 1 meter they kept on city to identify the air pollution, that is always in the red zone, because fully it is polluted. Because we have to check, we are receiving inputs from nature and we are giving back negative to the nature. Then we have to apply as an economic students, as an environmental economic student, we need to build a strategy, or we need to build a model to how we can solve this problem of air pollution by avoiding the agriculture waste by the farmers. There are so many opportunities are available by using RRR, but we need to apply this, and the government also has to support to the farmers how we can take it forward. But still, even many of the Indian farmers, they are trying to use that waste for many other purposes, like they're producing natural fertilizers. They're using it for biogas. producing the biogas. So, but the government has to provide them an appropriate awareness programs and policies, and the government has to support financially because it has become waste, but they do not know it provides so much of revenue after processing. And the cow dung, it is also termed as waste. Right. So there is a question from the chat box. 1 minute, I'll read it. Who is that? I could not able to see the name. Nima, yeah. Okay. Then why the government is not taking any strict decision regarding this matter? Is that because it will affect our production and development? There are two things we need to check. To stop this problem, we cannot stop production. Right, Nima?
Yes, sir.
We have to produce, and we have to produce more. And that is one of the indicator of the development, as you told. Yes, of course, production and development we cannot sacrifice. But that will also come, that waste also will come. But the government has to sincerely, both state government and central government, they have to appoint a separate team for collecting GST. They are appointing so much of committees. For collecting taxes, they are appointing so much of people. For constructing big statues, I'm not talking politics, I'm just saying that is also it's happening. Like that, this is also should happen. Right, Nima?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So they have to put up policies. Even if I can say one more live example also, every year, Chennai is flooding due to the monsoon. Whenever monsoon rain falls, Chennai is flooded. 15 to 20 days, water will be there up to knee, and during the rain time, up to hip, the water level will be there. 3 feet, 3.5 feet, or 4 feet, water will be there. In some areas, it's full. 15 days, they will vacate all the people from there. Every year they are saying next year it won't come, next year it won't come. But according to my knowledge, consistently it is coming for the last 15 to 20 years. Because last 15 to 20 years, there is a very big growth of industrialization, very good growth of IT sector in Chennai. So many multi-plex buildings has came into that particular area. That we will discuss in the forthcoming classes. Next hour I'll come. We'll complete that entry level test by next class. After that, we'll continue our discussion. Okay, students, thank you so much. We'll meet back after your break. 10:30, I'll come back.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.